lot of personal finance videos would often tell you to avoid spending money and focus on saving and investing. But in this video, we're going to talk about spending money, specifically spending money on these 7 things that will likely improve your financial life. Now, just for context, I'm someone that doesn't like to spend money because over the years, I've realized that I'm a lot happier seeing my bank account grow rather than just having new stuff all the time. So I've set up my life to a point where I hardly spend any money aside from my mortgage, gas, and food, with the only exception being for my dogs, where then the rules don't apply and I buy them whatever treats or accessories they need, which I think is totally worth it. But anyway, aside from dog toys and treats, these are 7 purchases that I think are worth spending your money on and will improve your financial life in some way, either directly or indirectly. So stick around and let me know which ones you agree or disagree with. The first item on this list is a good computer, because despite the rise of mobile devices and tablets, nothing can quite replace an actual desktop or laptop computer. And if you're looking to make more money either through a business or to do better at your job, nothing else will quite impact your productivity directly as much as having a good computer to work with. When I first started out many years ago, I was doing graphic design as a freelancer, and being a broke kid fresh out of school, all I had to work with was this really old, super slow laptop computer. And so every time I was working on a design, it would literally take ages to load and render every action, which was super frustrating, but I didn't have any other choice. So then when I finally started making a little bit more money, one of the first things I did was to splurge on a MacBook Pro with all of the specs upgraded, which was a little bit of an overkill for the kind of work that I did, but it was a total game changer for me. I was able to save so much time, and I would even say as a direct result of that, I could do more and ultimately make more money. Nowadays though, I try to buy all of my computers used, as long as they're only like 1 or 2 years old and it's still in excellent condition, because you can save a lot of money getting it used rather than buying a brand new one each time. But either way, I think investing money into a good computer will definitely improve your financial life, but only if you use the computer for the right reasons. Along with a good computer, the next purchase that could improve your financial life would be a good work chair. For a lot of us, we sit at our desk for many hours each day, and so having a chair that's comfortable and provides good ergonomic support is going to help you maintain a good posture, prevent headaches and backaches, which in turn all leads you to being more productive and being able to get more work done. And the good news is that you don't have to break the bank in order to have a good chair with decent lumbar support, because nowadays there's a ton of new companies springing up that sells great quality chairs at pretty decent prices. I mean, of course, if you're okay with paying a little bit more, then go get yourself a chair from Erman Miller or Secret Lab. But if you're not in the mood to splurge, there are tons of affordable options to choose from, like this ergonomic chair from Branch, or this one which is going for a little over $100 from Staples. Whatever it is, having a good chair to sit on is something that I think is definitely worth spending your money on, because if you're comfortable, then it becomes a lot easier to focus on the work that you're doing. And secondly, you'll also probably save money in the long term in the form of chiropractor visits that you won't likely need. The next purchase that could definitely improve your financial life is, of course, insurance. Regardless of where you live, but especially if you're in the US, you've got to make sure you've got adequate insurance coverage. There are over 100 million people in America who are stuck with medical debt simply because they could not afford to pay for their medical bills and didn't have adequate insurance. And not surprisingly, medical debt contributes to a large number of bankruptcies. It really breaks my heart to read stories like these, but what you can do is to make sure you won't get caught up in such a situation. There are many options to choose from when it comes to health insurance, but what I recommend is for you to go to healthcare.gov and just enter your zip code and answer a few brief questions, and you'll get a list of all of the health insurance plans that are available for you, along with the premiums. And you can also enroll directly on this website. Now, I'm not a qualified financial professional, but I don't need to be one to know that all it takes is for one serious accident or health issue to set an individual back financially in a major way. So insurance is one thing that I would never skimp on. Now, the next purchase that could likely improve your financial life is a gym membership. Now, I know this might seem odd being on this list, because obviously, how does having a gym membership have anything to do with improving one's finances? But as surprising as it might be, it actually does have a huge impact in your financial life. See, many years ago when I was starting out and hustling hard to build my first business, I was super focused on doing nothing but hustling. I just simply didn't want to waste any time doing anything other than working on my business. And that was all I could ever think about. So I didn't work out because I thought my time would be better spent doing things that directly impacted my business. But now I realize that that was a very short-sighted approach, and I actually could have gone much further in achieving my business success if I had not neglected my health and fitness. Let me explain what I mean. Firstly, if I had gone to the gym often and worked out, I would have been in a much better shape, and that would have meant I'd feel more confident, especially when I'm meeting clients or business prospects. You know that feeling when you've had a good workout and a good pump? You just feel good about yourself all around and life feels pretty good. Imagine going into a business meeting with that feeling instead of just feeling lethargic and drained all the time. Secondly, with exercise, you will feel more energized and have greater mental clarity, which will in turn help you to focus better and think clearer when it comes to tasks involving your work or business, aka how you make money. And the third reason, which I think is the most important one, is that going to the gym and exercising regularly is one of the best ways to train yourself to be disciplined and have better time management. This alone has helped me to skyrocket my business's growth. I used to call myself a night owl and stay up till like 3 or 4 in the morning, usually just watching videos and lying to myself that I'm learning things related to my business. And then I'd sleep until noon the next day and just be in a rush to get things done, which usually doesn't happen a lot because I'd feel sluggish and wouldn't feel very productive. But now that I decided to sign up for a gym membership, I've used that as sort of an anchor to start my day with a workout, even if it's just a short 40 minutes to an hour, but that gives me a healthy dose of dopamine, and now I have the motivation to do even more tasks after completing the workout. So unlike before, now I don't find myself making excuses or putting on labels like I'm a night owl. I would just get up in the morning, go to the gym, have my day started earlier, and now I'm able to accomplish so much more in each day, and it has directly impacted my financial life because of how much more productive I've become. So if you're also struggling with not being as productive as you want to be, maybe a gym membership, and of course actually going and using it, might be the key. Now, along with a gym membership, the next thing you could spend money on to improve your financial life would be on things that improve your mental health. And this can come in the form of therapy or supplements that help with brain function, or just things in general that make you happy. For myself, and I think a lot of people out there, what holds us back from achieving our goals is usually the state of mind that we're in. If you're struggling mentally, or if you're feeling depressed or anxious, then it's just hard to move forward with doing the task required to move you ahead financially. In fact, it's just hard to do anything at all sometimes when your mind's not in the right place. So I believe investing in things that could help your mental health would directly impact your financial life. And a good place to start would be through online therapy, which is usually a lot more affordable than traditional in-person counseling. And it's also more convenient and saves you the hassle of traveling to a different location. Along with that, I've also been taking supplements like magnesium after seeing a bunch of TikToks on how it's supposedly able to help with anxiety and just improve overall mental health. So that's been good, and I think in turn, I'm also able to focus better and do more of the things that help me to advance my business, which would of course in turn improve my financial life. All right, the next one might not apply to everyone, but in general, hiring a tax professional could save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, especially over the long term. Now, this is especially so if you're self-employed or as a business owner, or if you have multiple sources of income. Then juggling all kinds of tax forms could get really complicated. Having a tax professional could help you to find deductions or tax credits that you might have missed, and this can easily exceed the fees that it costs you to hire them. You can also get them to advise you on the best strategies to make a plan that can help you save money on taxes in the long term. And most importantly, having a tax professional means you would reduce your risk of an audit by the IRS. And even in the event that you do get audited by the IRS, a tax professional will be able to deal with them accordingly. Now, among all of these things that we've talked about, if there's just one thing that you can purchase that would actually literally improve your financial life, not in any sort of indirect way, but rather impact your finances directly, that would be buying shares of an ETF or exchange traded fund. The person who said travel is the only thing you can buy that makes you richer obviously has never heard of investing in an ETF. Because when you buy shares of an ETF like the IVV or VOO, which are both funds that track the S&P 500, aka the 500 biggest companies in America, you basically own a basket of the 500 biggest stocks, and history has shown us that over the long term, the market always goes up. Take a look here. The S&P 500 has gotten an average annualized return of 10.74%, which means you're making over 10% of your money every year on average. And compounded over time, that could result in some pretty significant gains. So if there's one thing you can purchase that will improve your financial life, I would say it's definitely to buy shares of an ETF. In fact, this is what I personally do. So every couple of months, I would set aside an amount to be invested, and I just buy shares of the VOO. Now, we've talked about the things that you can buy to improve your financial life, but it's also equally important to avoid spending money on certain things if you're trying to grow your wealth and make more money. I've made a whole video talking about the 7 things to stop buying if you want to make more money, so make sure to check it out right here. In the meantime, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. For now, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.